that's a piece of shit. Hey. Hey, man. Let's hurry up. Let's go. Yeah, calm down. I'm coming. So moving on from that, if you have a Cherokee, you probably have a loose A-frame panel and a severe lack of good places to grab onto when you really want to grab onto something, if you catch my drift.
That's what she said!
You have to remove the runner that goes along the rear part of your headliner to remove your A-pillar cover. You're going to have to remove your A-pillar cover, but you can let it hang like this because it's going to be easier to align the holes with it somewhat in position. So once you've got this all out of the way, let's go grab the handles and start lining up where we're going to drill. So this is what I was talking about. Having the panel in place but accessible for drilling makes it easy to go, all right, I'm thinking about yay high up or yay low. Yeah, just where that circle thing is, be the perfect height for me. I want to point out that there is a pre-existing hole on both this side and the passenger side. Not being used on this side, it is being used on the passenger side. However, I think it's kind of inconsequential because there's other mounting points for that same loom. So I'm going to use this as the locating hole for the lower part. So that way we have our grab handles in the exact same spot. Also saves us a bit of drilling because it's already pre-drilled. So I'm going to grab your correct size drill bit. It's a 64th over 3/8. So you could go buy that bit if you don't have it, or you can ream out a little bit on a 3/8, which is not recommended by the manufacturer. But neither is pretty much everything you do to a Jeep, so I think this is the correct way to do it. You should probably wear safety glasses and also be careful not to punch through to the other side, because that would be annoying, and let's not hope I do it. So the next step for installing your riv nuts is to acquire a riv. Oh, there's a big ass spider in here. 1 second. Sorry about that. Alright, where were we? Riv nuts. So there's two ways to install a riv nut. The easy way and the way that we're going to do it. The easy way is with the riv nut tool. The way that we're going to do it, it's the cheap way, and it's the way Trailhead Off-Road designs their kit for. So you're going to take 3 of the nuts in their kit, which are, I think, 5/8 nuts. You're going to screw it onto one of the retention bolts. So you got something kind of looking like this. And then you put the correct way so that when you twist, it's going to, you put it into here. And when you start tightening that Allen, it's going to compress the head of your riv nut, permanently affixing it onto here. But what I like to do, to just put a little bit more permanence to that, put a little bit of instant gasket into there, so that way, remember kids, give a man a place to stand and he can move the world. Leverage is your friend. So you should feel that riv nut get to a point where you're like, any more and you might be ripping it. Part of the reason I like the riv nut tool as well is there's no guessing really. Like, it's either there or it's not. So once you've got the first riv nut finished up in there, and take our handle, put one of the bolts in just far enough. You can just use your screwdriver, your drill, to align the mark for drilling. And then you just drill away.
So sadly, I lost audio for the following video, but it's pretty easy to see what I'm doing here. You put a little bit of that instant gasket to use as a marker, and then you press down real good with the body panel and you'll get a clear line of where to drill your holes. You're going to drill your holes next and drill them super good. Try not to break the plastic, could be really brittle. I found the easiest way to install this was kind of do a Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire Spider-Man hand. Hold those bolts in, put them through the hole, then you're going to take the nuts that you were using to install the riv nuts, put them on the back. They kind of act as a spacer, just so you don't absolutely crush the plastic when you're, reaming on these things, driving down the trail. Just by hand, get them started, but then take your Allen wrench, start going through. Now, you don't want to over-tighten one before the other. Just remember to go back and forth from one, tighten, upper, lower, just to bring it in nice and flat. You don't want to put too much pressure on one spot in the pillar, in the plastic. Not too worried about the actual frame, just the plastic, because you could crack that. Or you could just strip a riv nut if you put too much tension on it. So, yeah, there they go. Installed, looking cool, looking nice. Big fan.
I'd call that pretty sturdy. Well, they work. I have a handle and I can grab it, which is pretty much what they sold me. Trailhead Off-Road did not sponsor this. I bought these myself. All in all, quality of the product. It's a pretty simple product, just some cut and bent metal with a rubber handle on it. But the amount of time it would have taken me to fabricate, 2 of these to a high enough quality that they look good and also they will last as long as these will, probably would have cost a lot more in time than just buying these from Trailhead Off-Road. I do believe they're a fully made in America company, so honestly, I'm happy to spend that money. Remember to follow along on Instagram, some guy outside, and if you know any tips, tricks, or sneaky ways to make this sort of install go better, how to align the panels or make the bolts line up, the holes, things like that, anything you know that I didn't do in this, leave a comment down below. Maybe it'll help me or the next guy to go along. And remember, if some guy can do it,